just over there where I've just done a close-up is Bois Brun, and here is the wood that we're going into now. It's right on the corner of the road. As you go up the hill and turn right, you go into nowhere. It goes on for miles and miles and miles. No people, no houses. Over this way, and you go left, you've got our village, which is, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half in that direction. But this bit of wood is on a very steep slope, and I've meant to go and have a look in it for ages. So we've come in along this little game trail here. It's not very well used, but Rob's spotted a Lena there, and then as we came a bit further we saw this little pinned arch here. That is what's pinning it down into the ground there. And then just having a quick look round, there's a couple of perhaps what were pinned arches that got broken off. I don't know. We're going over ahead of us there because the land dips down into a big dell. Oh, there's a break there, look. Now I saw another break as well just as we came in, but of course I didn't have my camera out then. There's another break just over there, and there's another break just there. Well, I mean, they might not be breaks, they are just broken. It doesn't say that somebody did it. So it looks like it might be quite interesting. As you can see through the trees there's a big area there that's been cut down, but to the left hand side of it it's still very wild and older growth trees. This looked quite interesting to us. Okay, so it starts with a Lena, and the Lena here is holding in place this, and this is just another Lena. Sorry about the sun in your eyes, but then behind that is a pinned arch, and then leaning on the pinned arch is a branch that's fallen or come down out of the tree from just there, so it looks like one of those floating branches. And then underneath that is another pinned arch, which is pinned by the fallen tree, or the fallen bit of the tree. And then behind it is another thing that looks like maybe a snapped off pinned arch. I don't know, it just seemed like a sudden little flurry of activity. We spotted this lovely big pinned arch. I'll just zoom in. It's held down by a tree limb. Now you can see up there is the edge of the dell, or the hollow, and that where the pinned arch is right down in the bottom of it, and then up there at the top where you see the sky begin again is where we've just come from. So it is a quite big deep hollow, and this is a bit of an interesting bit, but I mean that could have just fallen out of a tree, couldn't it, that big chunk? Yeah. We're seeing quite a few pinned arches. That's held down by this piece of wood there that's laying in the crook of that tree, and then right next to it is this big tall Lena. This looks quite interesting. There seems to be too many there, possibly, for it just to be a natural thing. Those two. I mean, they could have fallen out of that tree because it is, I think that is probably dying. It's got, a lot of these trees have got an awful lot of ivy on them. But look at that big, great big cross there. Just noticed that. Little cross with a Lena on it, and then behind it is another cross. Can you see that with the sun there? Which is quite interesting. We're coming up now. God, it's really exhausting as well. And we're going to have a look along this top ridge edge. Now, here's another little flurry of stuff, and this is just above those two funny little crosses that I filmed. So we've got this funky little Y stick there leaning up, but then that is placed at the bottom of this pinned arch. Now that arch is holding onto this broken one, and Rob reckons that the pinned arch was there first and the broken one has been poked underneath it afterwards. That's quite interesting. We've got a Lena there and a couple more sort of curved arching branches, and Rob says he's seen, what have you seen, hon? Tree stuffing. Where's that then? Oh, well, we'll go over there and have a look. Here's the bit of tree stuffing that you saw, but if you notice again, it's this funny stuff that breaks easily. So we're not sure now whether that is not just something natural. We just found this big pinned arch, which is pinned under this old one covered in lichen, and then just behind it is another pinned arch. Rob, show me that little cross that you just found.
It's on that side.
Where is it? Yeah. Oh, this.
Yeah.
That's nice. See, now, is that natural? I have no idea if that's natural or not. And then we keep seeing little flurries like this, but we really can't tell.
And we didn't see them further down anywhere.
No, we didn't see them further down. You were right. We're only seeing them now. So that's something to note. Oh, God, I just nearly poked my eye out then. You see, look at that there. That's interesting as well. How do these things happen? Look at that. That's funny, isn't it? Or is it just things falling down? It's very strange, isn't it? The trouble is though, Rob, if you've got two straight bits of wood, you know, they're often inclined to make a cross, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Because, you know, what else can they do? If they fall down, often they'll make a cross shape, so it's hard to tell whether they were placed or whether they just fell. Oh, my nose is so cold it's making me sniff, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, there's a new break.
A big piece of wood on the end of it,
Yeah.
holding it down, so.
So did the piece of wood falling on it break it, or did it get broken and then the piece of wood pinned it down
Don't know.
as some kind of message? Look at that pale Lena down there.
don't know.
So we just spotted this break there, pointing down the valley, and look, ahead of us is another break, and then behind that is that big pinned arch that goes a long way, starts there, goes up and over there, behind that tree. I'm blessed if I know why it would have gone behind that tree without somebody putting it there, really. Because look, the tree's there. I mean, it's not even in a straight line. So it's behind there. It just seems weird. So we've got this break just there. And then going along, we've got the same thing again, just here. Now, is that a sign? Another pinned arch there. That's the one I filmed, wasn't it, from up on the ridge, I think. That's a big one. Interesting place. And in the summer, I bet you can't hardly get in here because the undergrowth will be so dense.